This is the sixth video on transformational geometry, focus on translations. Here we're going to look at translations as vectors. So turn to page 7, number 15, and you are going to need a ruler or a straight edge. So first of all, we need to know what a vector is. A vector is a directed line segment which has both length and direction. A directed line segment, both length and direction. So in number 15, it shows you with the figure at the right, triangle ABC has been translated by vector WV, from W to V. Notice it has an arrow there, barely there too. Look at the dashed segments that connect corresponding vertices. What seems to be true about those 3 dashed segments and this vector? Seems to be 2 things true about them. Go ahead and think about that. Pause the video and write 2 conjectures for number 15. Well, we hope you came up with this. The length of vector WV seems to be the same length as these 3 segments. And the slant, or the direction, or the slope, seems to be the same for these 3 segments and for the vector. Let's go ahead and investigate that. All right, so let's go ahead and change the template. Go to Tools, Templates, and we're going to go down to number 8, Vector. That's Tool, Templates, and down to number 8, Vector. So what we want to do is translate triangle ABC about vector W to V, WV. So I'll translate tool there. And you'll notice those are the corresponding segments that connect corresponding vertices. And do they look like they're the same slant and the same distance? I think you'd have to agree, yes. But if I pull V and change the direction here, notice that it still seems to be the case. And pull it down there and around and so on. So you can go ahead and play, but it seems that that is the case for these. We could even go ahead and add a grid. So I'll go down to the menu, the eye, and click on the grid, turn the grid on, and click Done. And again, you can see that this holds true even on a grid. And if you want to see the relationship between a vector and the directional, we can go back to the menu and click on Component Vectors, and then Done. And we can see what the up, down, left, right would be to slide along that vector. Oops, maybe we need to, kind of makes it small, doesn't it? So go ahead and play, investigate, explore, discover. For number 16 on page 8, says use the figure to the right to calculate the slopes of the following segments and write your answers as fractions. This notation, M of segment CD, means the slope of segment CD. And so I don't think that's going to be a problem, so that's something you'll be doing for your assignment. Pause the video if you need to, but we're just going to go on. And the final exercise is to translate a triangle by a vector using a ruler, that is by hand, not using the technology. So we're hoping that you could use the facts that you've learned to be able to translate that triangle by a vector. So please pause the video, give it your best shot, come back and see how you did. So what you've got here is you've got the vector you want to slide along, and you got the triangle. So take your ruler and let's put the 0 right at the endpoint W. And then I'm going to turn my ruler so that I can measure WV, how long that is. And it seems to be about 5.7, 5.8 centimeters. I'm going to go with 5.7 centimeters. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab the ruler. I'm going to try to keep the same slant and put 0 on point D. And at 5.7, I'm going to put a point. And that's going to be my D prime. Slide along using the same slant. That will be, F will be 5.7 centimeters away as well. So there would be F prime. And keeping that same slant or slope, down here, and 5.7 centimeters will be E prime. So all that's left to do is me to draw in the triangle. And hopefully those two triangles look congruent and are slid along a 5.7 vector. Okay. It also asked me to put in the dotted segments. So let me go ahead and put the dotted segments in there as it asks for. D to D prime, F to F prime, and E to E prime. So the opportunities to learn, as I like to call them, or the homework, or whatever you want to call the assignment, is to finish all the activities on pages 1 through 8. Any exercises we didn't do, go back and complete them. The answers will be available to you on the website. Please use the TI-Nspire software as needed to play and try things out, learn things. But this does now conclude the video.